Let's decode as to what unfurled behind the scene in Gulf. An effort that may have helped prevent the region from sliding into a wider military confrontation. Senior Saudi officials have revealed that the Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Oman and Egypt jointly worked to persuade US President Donald Trump to step back from potential military strike against Iran and instead allow diplomacy a final chance to work. According to a senior Saudi official, Gulf nations led what was described as an intense and exhausting last-minute push, engaging Washington at the highest levels. The warning was stark: any US attack on Iran would not remain a limited operation. Instead, it could trigger a chain reaction of retaliation and counter-retaliation across the West Asia, dragging multiple countries into conflict. These urgent diplomatic efforts came as tensions reached a dangerous peak. Some US military personnel were moved out of a major American base in Qatar, a clear signal of growing concern within the Pentagon. At the same time, US embassies and missions in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait issued security advisories, urging staff to remain vigilant amid fears that the standoff with Iran could turn violent at any moment. The backdrop to this crisis was Iran's deadly crackdown on protesters, which drew sharp warnings from Washington. US officials repeatedly suggested that military intervention was on the table if Tehran continued its actions. Iran responded forcefully, warning that it would retaliate against US military assets and shipping routes across the Gulf, a region packed with American bases, energy infrastructure, and vital maritime corridors. Gulf leaders feared that such a confrontation would be catastrophic for regional stability. Saudi officials say they told Washington clearly that a strike on Iran would open the door to severe blowback, not only against the US interests but also against neighboring Gulf states. Diplomats worked through the night using every available channel to de-escalate situation and prevent what they described as an uncontrollable regional crisis. Then came a notable shift. After days of escalating threats, President Trump publicly changed his tone, saying he had received assurances from very important sources on the Iranian side that demonstrators would not be executed. That statement was widely seen as a turning point, signaling a pause in the march towards military action, and suggested that diplomatic pressure may have succeeded, at least for now. Despite the easing of immediate tensions, officials stress that the situation remains fragile. Gulf sources say communication with Washington and Tehran is ongoing, aimed at preserving the trust that was built during the crisis and preventing a relapse into confrontation. One Gulf official confirmed that Iran was also delivered a firm message: any attack on US facilities in the Gulf would severely damage Tehran's relations with its regional neighbors. For the Gulf states, the goal is clear: to keep the region out of another devastating conflict. While the immediate threat of military action appears to have receded, the underlying tensions remain unresolved. Diplomacy is still working behind the scenes, and leaders across Gulf are watching closely, aware that even a single misstep could once again push the region to the edge.